Welcome back. I'm Pratap here. So in this video, let us analyze the performance of high liquidity zones during our general elections results announcement day. We know that market will be having a very high volatility, but even then, how NeoStock high liquidity zones are performing, we need to evaluate that, because the first time we are doing this evaluation. So before that, an announcement, please, if this is your first visit to our channel, please understand we are providing complete free training on supply demand zone price action. All the training lessons are available at our NeoStock YouTube channel. So at our channel, click on this community tab. Then you will get access to this post. This post talks about a free supply demand zone price action course. And in this post, you can find a YouTube playlist link that will take you to all the training lessons. You just click on this link and then you will get into the playlist supply demand zone price action course. Here you have all the training lessons are available. You just need to scroll down to the bottom of the page. So here, starting from lesson 1.1, all the training lessons are available in an order. So please go through all these lessons one by one and strengthen your skills related to supply demand zone price action. I have also provided the link to our Telegram channel in this YouTube video description. Please join in that channel. It will be helpful to you. Each time when we release a new YouTube video or any other important updates, we will provide at our Telegram channel. Okay, now let's get into the analysis discussion. Before that, how many liquidity zones generated in the previous day? Previous day is third zone. So third zone, end of the day, how many high liquidity zones are generated? So this is the daily demand zones. From the daily demand zones, we have only one high liquidity zone, the daily high liquidity demand zone, MCX. So this is the only one stock is available. It is already tested once, so you need to fine tune. That we will see in this video. Next one is a daily high liquidity supply zone. This is the daily high liquidity supply zone report, and we didn't have any high liquidity zones from this list. That means there are no daily high liquidity supply zones. Next we will look into 75-minute zones. So these are the stocks near 75 minutes demand zone. Now we need to identify high liquidity 75 minutes demand zone. The first one, About India, is a 75 minutes high liquidity zone. It is already tested 4 times. Next one is Bosch Limited, India Limited. And this is also a high liquidity zone, already tested once. Next one is ICICI is not a valid high liquidity because it is already pierced. Pierced count is 1, so we ignore this stock. Next one is IPCA Lab. Is already having one rejection from this zone. And next one is SBI Life and already tested once. So we have identified 3 high liquidity zones from this list. And previously we identified one daily high liquidity. All these are all demand zones. Please notice that point. So far we didn't find any high liquidity supply zone. Now 75-minute supply zones we will see. These are the stocks near 75-minute supply zones. Any high liquidity supply zone? There is one, but we don't use this because this is the indices, Nifty Media. So we ignore this. We don't have any high liquidity supply zones from this list. That means we identified total 4 high liquidity demand zones. One is from daily time frame, remaining 3 are from 75 minutes time frame. Why I am stressing all these zones are 75 minutes demand zones and daily demand zones? The reason is on this day, see the market, what happened? On 4th June, end of the day, see the bearish candle. This is a super bearish. how big the candle is. Many of the zones are just like that, they are wiped out. Here all these zones, they are all gone. Obviously the impact of Nifty will be there in all the stocks, other stocks. So this is one of the reasons why I hesitated to publish the results. The reason is we haven't experienced the performance of high liquidity zones during general election results announcement day. Because we know that BJP government is not having complete majority. It is going to be a coalition government. So many of you might be having a lot of fears in their minds. That could be the reason we have seen such a kind of candle. So in such kind of situations, what will happen? Demand zones will be easily violated. Even then, our high liquidity zones performed in an excellent way. None of our zones are violated. Few zones are violated, but we know when a zone will be violated, you already land. Based on those conditions, few zones are violated. But none of the valid zones are violated. So that means our high liquidity zones worked even in such kind of bearish day, super bearish day. Still our high liquidity zones are worked. How they worked? With extraordinary profits they worked. So let us look into those trades. The first one is IPCL Lab. IPCL Lab is a 75 minutes high liquidity demand zone. Here we have a rally, 5 base candles, and again a rally candle. This is what our software identified. This 75 minute zone we need to fine tune with 15 minutes time frame. This is the 75 minute zone. The 15 minute zone, these candles are not really a base candles. They are like ERC candle, failed ERC candles. But see what happened here. Recently only you learned your last training lesson. In your last training lesson, you learned about a lower time frame zone is the origin for the creation of the higher time frame high liquidity zone. Need not be high liquidity, but we are using high liquidity. Always that concept is related to HLQ zones. See here we have a 15 minute zone. This is a ERC candle as a leg in. Failed ERC candle, leg in. 2 base candles and a rally candle. And this 15 minute zone is the origin behind the creation of this entire 75 minute zone. See, the candles are picked up the orders from this 15 minute zone and then moved up. So during this movement, this high liquidity zone is created. This is the most recently learned your training session. From your most recently training session, you learned this concept. Okay, anyway, this 15 minute zone is having confluence with the 75 minute zone. In this strategy, the confluence will be at the distal line of the high liquidity zone. So this is the distal line of the high liquidity zone. So here it will pick up the orders from this area. Okay, now this 15 minute zone has to be fine tuned with 5 minutes time frame. So let's go to the 5 minutes time frame. See here we have a 5 minute zone inside. This can be used as a leg in, ERC candle as a leg in. You have a base candle and again a rally candle, excellent follow through candle. So it's a very good zone. And this zone again having a slightly at the distal line, it is having confluence. The candles currently they are not displayed here. they might have picked up the order slightly from here. So this is the area we have a strong order flow. So in this area you need to plan your trade. Okay, what about the target? Okay, this is the area. Target should be 15 minutes supply zone. So this is the recent price action. This is the third end of the day data before market opens on 4th. So why we looked into this data? Because to identify the supply zone, target zone. Here we have a drop, 3 base candles, again a drop candle. So this is the way we identified a supply zone. This is a 15-minute supply zone because the time frame is on the 15 minutes time frame. Now let's move on to the 5 minutes. And during the trading day, when Nifty is going down, but what happened to IPCL Lab high liquidity zone? This is morning at 9:25, 5 minutes candle. Prices just entered into this fine-tuned area. This is the 15 minutes. Inside we have a 5 minutes fine-tuned. From the fine-tuned zone, it picked up the orders. And after that, prices reached this 15-minute supply zone. Of course, you need not wait until this candle. You would have exited just before entering. Maybe you would have exited. That means just before people would have booked the profit. That's why there was some pressure and again it picked up, again reached the target. But why I have drawn up to here? Just to tell you, it exactly reached the target and picked up the orders from the entry area. Definitely, you would not have waited until this candle. You would have exited somewhere here and booked the profit. Or a little below. But we are high liquidity zones point of view, we are checking what is the maximum profit we get based on this strategy. It's not about where I exited or you exited. Okay, finally it reached the target. This is the point you have to understand. And this is the way IPCL Lab has given 23,270 rupees profit during the intraday. As per one futures lot, if you would have brought one futures lot, for that futures lot, you would have got 23,270 rupees profit. And what is the return on the investment, ROI? The ROI is 16.6%. Our average intraday ROI is 6%. But on the election results day, it has given 16.6% profit. Nifty was sharply down on that day. Market was super bearish. Still, you got 16.6% profit from the demand zone. If it is a supply zone, it is a different story. You might be telling, okay, the trend is following according to the overall market. But we are trading against the market. Market is sharply going down, but we booked the profit. Our high liquidity zone has given an excellent profit. 23,270 rupees profit it has given, which is 16.6%. So this is excellent, right? Our high liquidity zones are working very well. Even on the super bearish day, during the elections declaration day. So we can confidently trust our high liquidity zones. There are days they will fail, we have to accept. But they are the percentage is very less. Percentage is less than 20% because we have 80% success rate. More than 80% success rate. And finally at the closing hours of the market. This is here we got the entry and it gave the target here or maybe here. After that market came down. This entire zone is violated now. After that the story is different. But okay, what happened after that we don't really care. But what happened to our trade, how successful, it is important. as per our high liquidity zone strategy. This is the strategy we defined. In lesson number 21, we discussed about HLQ zone strategy. I have explained all the rules. Next one is About India. This is again another successful trade, but this is an aggressive trade. Please remember, there is no fine-tuned zone, but there is an aggressive trade. We have price action clues that we will see. This is a 75 minutes high liquidity demand zone. We have a drop, 4 base candles and a rally with gap up, pro gap. We don't have a proper 15-minute structure, but 5-minute structure. See here we have a drop, 2 base candles and again a rally candle and a follow through candle with pro gap. Pro gap can be with leg out or it can be with even follow through candle also. The immediate follow through candle also within this zone. Because you need to understand this is at the 75 minutes level. Let me go to the previous slide. See here. For 75 minutes point of view, it is a pro gap. We have a drop, 4 base candles and a rally. So this is a pro gap area. That's why higher time frame point of view also you have to see. This is the beauty of a top-down analysis. Directly if you go to 15 minutes, if it is not there immediately with the leg out candle, you may feel that is not a valid pro gap. But actually it is a valid pro gap. Why it is valid? From higher time frame, this pro gap is there. That means even more strong order flow will be there. Okay, this is the 5-minute zone. Here we have a pro gap area. Lot of pending orders will be there. And before prices are entering into this order flow will consume the supply. And by the time prices enter into this area, the supply will be weakened. Definitely we get a good success. This is how we plan our trade. And moreover, when pro gaps are there, generally when you plan your trades, definitely you will use very strict entry buffers also. Because sometimes price may not enter just before it will go up. These are the known rules. See here what happened. Before entering into that, look into this. We have other price action clues. Prices are entering into this pro gap area, see here within this gap area, and they were moving. That means we have another price action clue, even rejections also. Rejections means prices are moving away from this zone before entering into this 5-minute zone. This is another price action clue. That means 2 price action clues are supporting and that are confirming this zone would be having a strong order flow, the 5-minute zone. But this is not a fine-tuned 5-minute zone. That's why it is an aggressive trade. See here the prices before entering into this zone, they were moving up. So all these are all indication that there is a strong order flow in this area. But what about the target? Target should be 15-minute zone. So here you have a rally base drop is there. After that prices were moving down. So this is the immediately available supply zone. This is not a supply zone. Drop base, this is not a valid leg out. The body should go out of the zone. That didn't happen here. So this is not a zone at all, valid zone. So that is the reason why this is our target. Okay, this is before market starts on 4th. This is the picture. This is how we planned our trade. Now market is started. Prices came down. Just before entering into this zone, they started moving up. That means your entry buffer would have saved. That means it might have helped you get the trade, your entry buffer. How much minimum buffer value you have to use? 17 rupees. You might be wondering, 17 rupees buffer. You can use 0.1% buffer, maximum 0.1%. See the stock value, this is a 25,000 rupees stock and 0.1 is 25 rupees, around 25.5 rupees buffer you can use. So the 17 rupees is within the buffer. That means whether you use 17 rupees above this zone your order will execute, or 18, 19, 20, 21, up to 25. If you would have added a buffer below 17 rupees, maybe 16 or 15 rupees, your trade would not have been executed. But generally you keep a buffer up to 0.1%. So you would have kept 20 or 25 rupees buffer, definitely you would have added, and your trade would have been definitely executed here. And see what happened after that. Got the entry, and with a huge rejection, prices moved up. These are the 5 minutes candles. And immediately it reached the target. And your entire trade is completed in just 4 candles in 20 minutes. Your trade is completed in just 20 minutes. When it reached the target, at 10 o'clock 15 minutes, it reached the target. So 20 minutes trade is finished. And that way, in this way, About India has given a profit 12,808 rupees, which is 13.5% intraday ROI as per one futures margin cost. So this is another excellent trade. And look into the overall picture of this, what happened to this stock on that day. See here, we got an entry very close to the zone. See the gap, small gap. Definitely your entry buffer would have executed, you got the trade and reached the target, and after that prices again came down. So have we got our second trade again? It looks like this, right? With our entry buffer, our second trade would have been executed, and again it reached the target. But this is not a valid trade. The reason is entry buffer value, whatever you add, that is not sufficient enough. What is the maximum you will add? 25 rupees. But here there is a gap of 39 rupees from this candle to this entry zone. So definitely your entry, whatever the entry buffer you will add, the maximum entry buffer, that is not good enough to get the second trade. You can't add 39 rupees. That is beyond 0.1%. 0.1% for About India is around 25 rupees or 25.5 rupees. So it's an excellent trade. We got 2 successful trades out of 4 high liquidity zones, demand zones. The next one is the MCX. This is a daily demand zone. See here what happened the moment you go to the 75-minute zone. First of all, this is a daily zone, rally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 base candles and a rally. This is what our software identified. We have fine-tuned to 75 minutes time frame. We have a drop candle, 1, 2, 3, 4 base candles, rally. This is a hidden body. If you add the hidden body, this is a very good rally candle. And here also you have one more zone, drop, 2 base candles and a rally candle. So you have 2 75-minute zones are here. The first 75-minute zone, the bottom one, look into the price structure of 15 minutes time frame. It's a very bad price structure. There is no proper 15-minute zone. Lot of consolidation. What will happen to such kind of zones? They will be easily violated. That's why this zone, we don't bother about this zone. Look into the next one. Here we have a drop, 2 base candles and a rally candle. This is a 15-minute zone. Again, we will fine tune this zone with 5 minutes time frame. Here we have a 5-minute structure is not really good, but still if you consider this is the ERC candle 3 base candles and a rally candle. That way you can follow through candle. That way you can consider one possibility. Another possibility, drop, base, rally. This is the ERC candle. Okay, having a body, enough body, and it is out of the zone. So it's a valid candle, no issues. 5-minute zone you can draw, but this 5-minute zone is already tested. Prices went more deep inside. So definitely we can't plan a trade because it is a tested zone. Because once the zone is tested, there are higher chances the zone will be violated. If this is violated, the one below is having a very bad structure that will be easily violated. So this is the reason why MCX is not having a fresh fine-tuned 5-minute zone. If a zone is not having a fresh fine-tuned 5-minute zone, or maybe 5 minutes high liquidity zone, either case, if both are not there, that kind of zone will be violated easily. So we are predicting this zone will be violated. See what happened? That day the zone is easily violated. See in this candle, this is a tested zone, so violated. And this price structure in this zone is very bad. That is what we have seen. So easily enter this, and no more zones are available inside fine-tuned zones. So the entire high liquidity zone is violated, MCX. So whatever we predicted, same thing happened. Next one is Bosch. This is the 75 minutes high liquidity zone. 75 minutes, 3 zones we identified, right? In that 2 already we got successful trades. This is the last one. And this is a rally base rally. See here, rally base rally, and add the hidden body. You get a very big body here. This you have to fine tune with 15 minutes time frame. See here you have a drop, 1, 2, 3, 4 base candles and a rally candle. This is the way you can draw the 15-minute zone. And again drop 2 base candles and a rally candle. This is a 5-minute zone. And this 5-minute zone is already tested. Not only here, once again, second time also this zone is tested. Because this zone is tested, we won't be planning. And moreover, the layout is not really great. Because this zone is tested, that's why we are observing this zone. Second time also it is tested, but huge rejection is there. But whatever it is, there is no confirmation that it is a high liquidity zone. So that's why this zone, see what happened? Easily violated. Because of the tested zone, we didn't plan the tested zone. Maybe some people can plan a trade by seeing this huge rejection. That possibility is there. If anybody planned, probably your trade would have been stopped out here. Because sometimes the zone having huge rejections may be having more strong order flows. It happens sometimes. So these are the high liquidity zones we generated, and we have seen on a bearish day, we got a very good success from the fresh fine-tuned zones. We have one aggressive trade we got and another trade we got based on our most recently land strategy. That is lower time frame zone is the origin behind the higher time frame zone. It is a fine-tuned zone only, but fine-tuning will happen at distal line of the high liquidity zone. Distal line means stop loss. So at this stop loss, zones will be intersected, the lower time frame zones. There, the order flow will be executed. Oh, sorry, there is one more is also there. I think 4 high liquidity zones, 75 minutes. Sorry for my mistake. SBI Life is also a 75 minutes high liquidity zone. This is a drop base rally. And if you want to fine tune, there is no proper 15-minute structure here. You may say we can draw a rally as a base rally. This is a medium size leg candle. This is the way you can draw a zone here. You may say, yes, valid. But that zone is already violated in this candle. Rally, base, rally. This is not a valid leg out. This is a medium size candle. Maybe I want to compromise and draw this zone. That way you may say, even this is also violated in this candle. Slightly pierced this zone. I have seen all these scenarios. That's why there is no question of fine tuning this zone further. And because there is no 15-minute structure, easily this zone will be violated. See what happened on the next day. This is the last candle on 3rd, but our trading is on 4th during the elections results day. See, once market is started, see the next candle, the zone is easily violated because there are no order flows. See, when there are no order flows, who is going to prevent this stop is going down? When there is an order flow, the order flow will prevent the stock is moving down. But when there is no order flow, nobody can prevent this price when it is moving down. So easily violated. This is a 15 minutes candle. So this is the way 3 stocks we identified the zones will be violated, because you already learned when a zone will be violated. And the 2 stocks we identified the order flows and they executed well. So the conclusion is, even on a super bearish day, our high liquidity zones performed very well. This is the final conclusion. And the second, one more conclusion is, even under results, elections results declaration also, high liquidity zones worked. Maybe people will be having fears in their mind. We may not take trade with fear, but high liquidity zones, they are doing their job well. They didn't fear and they didn't bother about the market volatility changes. Wherever the high liquidity order flow is there, they worked well. So this is about our HLQ zone strategy, how it performed. Hope this information will be useful to you. Let us all meet again in our next video. Thank you.